I know we're starting a bit early. I said we will start a bit early just so I can talk to people because at 12 o'clock, I literally will be talking for about 20 minutes about everything. I won't be, interacting with chat or anything like that. So please bear with me because I will have to just explain it all and then I will talk to people about, X, Y, and Z. So I'm here for the few minutes and just to say hello and talk to anybody for a second. So we'll start exactly at 12 and we start talking about exactly what we're going to do. So at 12 o'clock we're starting. So basically in 6 minutes time we'll be starting. Unfortunately my editor is not here at the moment. So any questions to tell you what to just throw out because again we're starting exactly at 12 o'clock. We're talking and again it'll go on for about 20 minutes me talking. And then obviously you can ask any questions you want after that. So, unfortunately, again, my editor, I don't know if he's coming or if he's not coming. But again, I'm just here for the moment, and so just my apologies for being a bit early here. But I said I'd just come on just to chat, and if anybody wants to chat for a second. But again, we'll start exactly at 12, just to say that. So, yeah. So, welcome everybody, and sorry again for the big promotion about this and trying to get people on. And again, I know it's Saturday and I hate having to ask people, but again, it is very, very important. And again, the more feedback we get in terms of this and all the plans, and even giving us ideas and things like that, and giving us an idea of what we could aim for and what we could do, it's very beneficial. So in 5 minutes we start, or in 5 minutes we start. Hopefully we get a few people on, because I don't want to, again, I won't be interrupting myself, I suppose, to talk to chat, which is the first time ever. So I'm just constantly talking for 20 minutes, and then I will talk to chat and obviously get feedback from people. So please, bear with me, I suppose. And then anybody joins, if you could tell them that I just won't be speaking for 20 minutes, because again, I get stopped and I get started, and then we'd be all over the place, if that makes any sense. But yeah, we're starting 5 more minutes, so get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea, chillax, relax. So enjoy, and hopefully, people like the ideas that we're going for, and even if we can add on to it, the better, the more ideas, the better. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. And again, apologies for demanding people to be here today, I suppose. But again, we want as many people to get involved as humanly possible and to give us feedback. So we're starting another 4 minutes. I know, sorry about being so specific, but I said 12 o'clock and I wanted the start at 12, but obviously, things happen that is out of my control. In other words, I don't know, my editor could join me at any stage, so my apologies if I have to stop just to let him in. So yeah, so how's everybody doing? Because before I get started, I have two people here at the moment. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. Hope you're all keeping well. Hope you have a nice cup of tea. You're chilling out, having a biscuit or a cup of tea or something, relaxing. Because it's a hard week. Again, just want to make sure the chat is just working. So bear with me a second. Yeah, it should be working. So yeah, don't be afraid. I will get to them at the end. Any comments that I miss, don't worry, I get to them at the end. I'll go through all the comments just to make sure I have them all. So it will take about 20 minutes for me to get through everything. So please bear with me. Please bear with me and try and stick with me and try and work with me, as best as possible, because it is a lot I have to talk about in detail and X, Y, and Z, and I have to try and get through it all in 20 minutes. Or less. If we can do it even less, then that would be more better. But I don't want to overcloud people's brains with information. So yeah. So hello Moonhunters, how are you doing? A big thing we have to talk about today. So yeah, we've started. What time is it? Starting another 3 minutes. So yeah, welcome. I just put up in the community tab that I'm live. I know a lot of people just probably come in after 12. So I just say to people, too, if you're here, and if somebody asks me something that I already said or something like that, if you could just tell them if you don't mind, so they won't be just wondering, and obviously X, Y, and Z. Anyway, I'm live now. So yeah, I better keep tracking the time. Again, I don't know if my editor is going to be here. Be totally honest with you. So please, sorry, I'm a bit early. There's not many anything can be done about it. But Yeah, so hopefully a few more people join the trial, and hopefully we get, hopefully we get a good 10 or 11 people for, at most. If we could get that, then that would be great. Um, and obviously there will be a video put up later on about talking briefly about things, but this is basically getting live feedback from people on what they take in X, Y, and Z. Um, so we start another minutes 58 now, 59, and we start at 12, exactly 12 o'clock. So again, if anybody wants to get a cup of tea or anything, please, this is your chat. So we start in a minute. So I think I already had to speak for about now. But yeah, so we'll start in a minute's time. So unfortunately, I don't think my editor's going to be here. I don't know, he must be busy or something. But anyway, I plough on myself anyway and see how we get on. I know it might be, it might not be. It would probably be better if we had two people here discussing what we're planning to do. But I plough on ahead and he can come in at any stage, and we advert is up and I said, no, hello, 3 people watching, hello, thank you for being here again. I'm sorry about all the big fuss about getting people here and everything like that. I'm sorry for interrupting you Saturday or anything like that. And I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing well on Saturday. But anyway, we'll start in a few seconds now. So exactly 12 o'clock in a second. Isn't that great? We're keeping on time. So it's 12 o'clock now, so we start now. So basically, so this is for Calvin Day next year. Basically what we're calling it Project Breifne. Obviously Breifne in Irish means really Calvin, the old kingdom of Breifne back years ago. And it's basically called Project Breifne. We're going to make a huge thing out of Calvin Day next year compared to this year. I know it's a huge thing this year, but next year is going to be huge. It really, really is going to be huge things we have planned in the background for the channel and for County Calvin and things like that. So I will go through everything and I will talk about everything. So first of all, I want to talk, again I've mentioned about it already, is that we're going to write to all the TDs in Dáil 155 TDs in Dáil and 160, because we don't have to write to the TDs in Cappamona. So we're going to do that. We're going to send them to the Dáil before Calvin Day, which will be in September sometime, next September. But again, we have to work on it, because I individually have to write to all of them on a piece of paper, write individually to every TD. It's going to be a lot. It's going to truly be a lot. Because 155, obviously, it's a lot of TDs to write and things like that. So obviously we have a plan. So this is where we're at, and we have a plan. It's a mess, I know. But we have where we're going to start, where we're going to end. We have all the TDs' names that we're going to write to. In order, and who we're going to go for order, which constituency and X, Y, and Z. So all of them have to be said. So that's the first step for Calvin Day. The second step too, again, if we get time, hopefully we have all the letters, written by the end of March. All the letters ready and waiting to go in September, where to go in September. So hopefully we get that. That's the step one. And obviously if we do well, if we can get them all done before the end of March, we will write to all the senators, which is 70 senators in Shannon. So obviously we write to them. So that's there. And if we can get them to apply back, the senators a letter back for Calvin Day, it's going to be a huge undertaking to do that, and it's going to drive me mad. Let's put it that way. But again, that's the first step. So the second step too, we're going to write, as we did this year. We wrote to world leaders. We wrote emails. In other words, we didn't exactly write them. This time, I'm going to personally write to to the governments of different countries, but particularly where Calvin people are mostly in Canada, in America, and New Zealand and Australia. They're the 4 countries that there are a huge amount of Calvin people in, and we're going to write to them. We're going to write to the leaders of the countries, and we're going to ask them, can they wish us a happy Calvin Day on behalf of their governments, and particularly the United States. We're going to try and speak to some senators, and we're going to try and speak to some congressmen. Obviously this year was very hectic and things like that, but we have a plan in place for that. We're going to do our best to try and write to them all. So again, that's going to be a huge undertaking again, to individually write to them again and explain individually what Calvin Day is, and things like that. Obviously we have to send them to America, and we have to chase them up and things like that. So it's going to be a huge thing. So the third plan is, and this is the interesting one now, and I suppose the one we really need the biggest feedback on, is a Kahoot. Again, this is for the channel for Calvin Day. We're going to do a Kahoot for Calvin Day, but with a twist. We're going to give people, for first and second and third place, the first place will be €500 coming. This will be next September now. So the first place will be €500, the next place will be €300, for second place, and obviously the third place will be €100. So we're planning to do that for Kahoot, for Calvin Day next year. So it'll be Calvin questions and things like that. So we have to work towards that and things like that. So obviously we have to set it up. We have to make it and things like that, because obviously we've about 50 questions for for the Kahoot, and obviously we have to make it and everything. So hopefully because it's something I really want to do, and it gives something back to the community too, to people for them to join and things like that, and something that the people look forward to in the channel. That it'd been a good community effect, I suppose, for Calvin Day too. So we will get that done. I have no doubt about that can be done. But it's just the putting the piece to paper, I suppose, and put the questions down and getting it set up and X, Y, and Z. So again, that's the other thing we need. That's the other thing we need feedback on and things like that. So the next thing I just briefly want to talk about too is that we're going to try and encourage a lot of young people to get involved with Calvin Day, because there's a lot of young people who have great skills in this county, who have brilliant skills that could be put to great use in artistic ways, to show their love for the county in their own way. There's people who do lovely drawings, and there's people who do amazing work, they're gifted with good craft. And I do think that we should encourage them to get involved, and work with them and give something to them. And obviously that will come, we will sort out things like that, we'll talk to people, we see if we can get people involved, and things like that. And obviously this is on my own, this is not anything to do with the County Council or anything. This is, I'm doing that in my own pocket, and we're not getting no funding from the County Council or anything like that. So just to say that straight, it's completely separate from the County Council. The County Council do their own thing, and I do my own thing along with the channel. It's just, again, I want to do my bit. I want to do my bit for Calvin, and that's as simple as that. So yeah, and just to briefly say too that we might have to, set up a GoFundMe or something like that, but we won't do it. And again, I say this straight, and I say this straight to people, and I tell you straight, that I'm going to try my best to pay for every last thing I'm going to do for Calvin Day. But we might have to ask for donations. We won't know until near September. But I'm going to tell you straight, I have put in a request to do overtime and to do extra hours to make as much, much as we pay for as much as I can, in other words. So, obviously that will be the most last option. If I have enough money to go and do whatever we need to do, because obviously it's going to cost us a good bit. I'm not going to lie to you. But again, we wait and see. Again, I say to people, I don't like pestering people, people who work very hard for the money. I don't want to be doing that. So just keep that in mind. But again, in most literally be the last option. Literally be the very, very last option I go for. So yeah, just to say that again, so please understand that we'll talk about it in more detail when it comes. Again, just briefly interrupt myself just for a second. I will talk to people in chat. I just go through everything and explain everything. So please just bear with me. So yeah, so we come to that bump when we get there, if that makes any sense. We wait to see how much we have. So in total at the moment, we have nearly 500 and something put towards it, and obviously that will increase. This is out of my own pocket. That will increase over time. I will put more money towards it. So we basically have, for example, we have the money there to send all the letters to Joel Aaron, and to pay for stamps and to pay for envelopes and things like that, to give to the senators and TDs. So we have that there, and we have the money there to pay for third place and nearly second place at the same time. So that's good. So we may have a good start. That's what I mean to say. We have a good start. So again, we wait and see, because again it's next September. But again, we have to be, because it's going to take a huge amount of organisation. And just to put in perspective, this is just one part of it. Again, there's many steps. So at the end of the year, there'll probably be about 6 or 7 of these with huge amount of paper. Like, honest to God, it's going to be ridiculously amount of paperwork and things like that we have to do and to put and to do this next, Y, and Z. It's going to be ridiculous. It's really truly going to be ridiculous. So it's really going to be a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to be a lot, and it's going to take a lot out of me, and it's going to probably drive me to insanity, but look at. So yeah, and obviously, as I said, I'll briefly touch back on what I said about getting people involved, young people particularly. There's many young people I knew in school that have gifts, that really are gifted, and I think we should take advantage, because we need to get the young people involved. We need to say to them, this is your county. You should take great pride in your county and get them involved, and get the young people particularly to show the love for their county, because it's a great thing to do. and to get them involved, and give them a few bob for doing it, obviously. We're not expecting them to do it voluntary or anything like that. So we work towards that. We look around, we see who we get. Have 3 or 4 people in mind that would be great people that actually would, you know, be outstanding ambassadors to the county. In other words, and then we need to just give them a stage and say, this is your time to shine, because they have, because they do really have gifts. There's a few people I know that are really gifted, and I think we should just acknowledge that on Calvin Day. And before Calvin Day, things like that. So obviously, we will obviously pay them and things like that. We work towards that. So just to say too, I just want to thank my editor's not here, but I just want to thank him. He's working with it again. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes too. It's going to be a lot of work behind the scenes. So I just want to thank him because he's been there a lot and he's helped out a lot in the channel and things like that. Obviously, the Albion, whoever was going to help me with Calvin Day, will probably have to go and look for a bit of extra help, because I will probably need a bit of extra help with Calvin Day this year coming. Last year we obviously had my editor helping me out, and obviously he's getting paid and things like that. So I just want to say that we're not going to pay people. If people do something for me, we're going to pay them. Simple as that, for what they do, and that's as simple as that. So hopefully we can get 2 more people on board, to help out with Calvin Day next year, because it is going to be a huge undertaking to try and make everything fit in. Because again, this about 5 to 6 steps here. This is right into the TD senators and to the world leaders. That's 3 steps there, and obviously setting up the Kahoot and things like that. That's the 4th step. Talking to people, young people, and trying to get them involved. That's the 4th step. It's a huge amount of steps, and then we work on other things too. And the other thing too, I want to briefly touch on. This is the thing I think that would go the best. And this is next September, just to say that we will donate to small Twitch streamers and things like that. To try and again, it's not really about. It's about positivity. It really, really, truly is. And I think we could go, if we got a good few people together on Calvin Day and things like that, and just go, I suppose, a Calvin way, if we may use that word, and just wait a Twitch stream or wait a YouTube stream, and just spread positivity. And I think that would be really, really good. And obviously we would give them something, a small donation for their troubles to listen to us talk about Calvin all day. But and I do think that would be great. And obviously whenever that comes, hopefully we can do it, because there's a few Twitch streamers, especially the small Twitch streamers with barely 100 people watching them. I mean, I think we should show a bit of love to them, and give them something. Give them something, and make their day, I suppose. Let's put it that way. Make their day, and have because it's good to make somebody's day. And at the same time, we were promoting positivity and promoting County Calvin abroad. Particularly, there's a good few streamers I know that we could do it again. The small streamers, and I think we should just give them something small. When the time comes, obviously this next Calvin Day. So obviously, whenever that comes, I would just ask people to to work with me, and to because again, it is, the more people we can get to aid these streams and things, that'll be the better. So yeah, so work towards that. So that'll be interesting. It really will be interesting. And obviously we are looking too, and again, it's at the early stages that we are looking. I'm talking to a few Twitch streamers, and we're going to talk to a few Twitch streamers. We're going to talk to a few YouTubers, and we're going to try and sponsor them to do a video talk about County Calvin. So we're going to try and do that. That's going to cost us a good bit, let's put it that way. But we are going to chat to some, and we're going to see what we can do, and how we can fees, and how it's feasible to do it. So again, that's going on in the background too. There's a lot of things in the background. So we will talk to them, and obviously we will pay them for whatever they do. Because obviously I have no problem. Again, I want to see it succeed, and to be totally honest, I want to succeed. So last year was great. Calvin Day last year, 8 million people around the world seeing County Calvin, especially on Twitter. They couldn't get away with it, and they couldn't get away from us. But again, this year, I want to push the limits, push the boundaries. I think we could get 30 million people around the world seeing it. We got 10 million in 2020, and I think if we do this right, and if we play our cards right, I do think we could easily get 30 million people around the world seeing it on Twitter and on other things. Again, it all matters about planning and getting it done. And again, we will talk to big YouTubers too. We tried, and we will talk, and I will try and get through to them. I'll find out things. Then we will talk to big Irish YouTubers, and we will talk to other people. We'll talk to celebrities and things. That we will go the extra mile. We will go the extra mile, and I can assure people that, and I will do everything that's in my power to make sure that they will succeed. And obviously, we will do our best. We will truly do our best. With what we can do, because we're working on our own. We're not, we're doing it separate from the County Celts. Obviously, it's going to be very, very separate. So yeah, it's going to be really, really good. So yeah, hopefully we can get something sorted there. Um, we can talk, and obviously a few people have said about going to Miss the Beast particularly. We will see about it. We will talk. We will talk when we see. Um, we obviously will talk to the few we talk to in the embassy, in Washington. We see what we can do. Um, because obviously we have to talk to the ambassadors, and we will have to go into the ambassadors to Ireland, to other countries, to take except the United States ambassador. We have to go to him, um, and we have to go to the ambassador in Washington, um, to try and see about getting some of these senators. So it's going to be huge undertaking, and I can't explain to you. So we're talking about 10 to 15 steps probably, and if we can get more and things like that, it would be great. It really truly would be great. And it is going to be a huge undertaking. So I asked people, but again, this is a long time away now. It's still in September, but I would ask people to support next year as much as humanly possible and as much as you can. It's going to take a lot of effort, and I'm going to say to you straight that there will not be a day that I will put in my heart and soul into it. And I will tell you straight that it will. It either will. Let's put it this way: it's either going to kill me or it's going to succeed. Let's put it that way. Because I'm hellbound. I'm hellbound on getting it done. And if it's the last thing I do, then I'm going to do it. As simple as that. But no, I am fierce determined. I'm fierce determined. Like if it's the last thing I do, then this is going to be it. And as simple as that. No, but I am determined. I want to bring positivity. I want to make sure that Captain's represented the board. And we can do it. Of course we can. And again, it'll be a nice positive thing to do. And that's what it all is about. Having a laugh, having a bit of positivity. And that's what it's all about. And if we can do that, and if we can achieve that, then that's well worth all the time and all the effort I put into it. And I commend this to the House, as they say in the House of Commons. Good country. So yeah. Actually, we're just about 30 minutes or so. Where the hell did we put that in? So yeah, briefly, again, anybody have any ideas or anything that? We'll talk about it now. So I sit now. So yeah, any ideas? So again, I know it's a lot, so I just say to people to go back and to listen if you don't mind. If you're just coming in or anything like that now. Again, I'm stuffing a bit. King George VI is truly coming at me. So bear with me, I'll just see. So yeah, I have a lot of messages, so my apologies. I will go through them all now, so my apologies about that. So we were about 20 minutes, yes. About 20. Oh, hello, Angmats, how are you doing? Uh, so, let me see, sorry, a little bit. Hello, Fiona, how are you doing? Hello, Catherine, how are you doing? How's your Saturday? My Saturday's good. I hope you're keeping well. Sorry again, but only seeing this now. Hello, Sean Mack, how are you doing? Weather was perfect here in Dublin, but it's a bit rainy down here, to be totally honest. Mark Booker, how are you doing? Just woke up, no bother, Mark, thank you. Hello, well, lad, how are you doing? Did I get my vaccine? No, I did not. It will not kill you, it will make you stronger. Hopefully so. Well, what's the weather like in Kilkenny? Oh, it's probably too much. It's probably very rainy. But anyway, any suggestions or anything like that? Do you think it's worthwhile? Do you think it's going to work or anything like that? Any suggestions? Because any suggestion would be taken, and we will put it down. So yeah, any suggestions at all or anything like that? Do you think it could work? Again, it's very ambitious and it's a lot to get through. So yeah, so again, don't be afraid to give me a suggestion of something that could work, or could be feasible to do. Because again, we will do our best to make it possible, and as simple as that. So yeah. Move to Monaghan? No, we're not going to do that. But no, any ideas? Like seriously, any ideas at all? I'd like to just get a gist of what people thought about it, because obviously it's not referring to the fact that there's how bent vocabulary. So yeah. But no, but seriously, what does everybody think? Because I'm just I really am truly interested to see what people think. Um, so I spoke for about, let me just see, I spoke for about 10, 20 minutes there. So, um, oh yeah, the calendar, the Buddhist Butch calendar was really nice. Yeah. Do I know DTT? No, I don't know DT. I think I've heard of them before. Um, Code, yeah, Code and Boys, yeah, that's really what the day is going to be. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But is there any ideas or anything extra? Because that's the reason really why that's why we're already here at the moment. Just for any ideas, and I suppose for feedback and the ideas that I give, the plans that we have in place at the moment. Um, so yeah. So, please don't hesitate to give me an idea or something like that, please. Um, if you don't mind. So yeah, yeah. Let me see. So we will do a video later on talking about it. So don't, if you did miss what I said, maybe some people don't have a clue what I'm talking about. It wasn't here from the start or anything like that. And there will be a video, and obviously, please, listen to that. Obviously, if you can, if you have the time, because it is beneficial that we do get as much feedback as possible, on what we're planning to do. Because obviously, next year will be a huge thing. Why did you get BitChute? Oh, I just got BitChute. I had a long time. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, why is this not loading? Oh. So yeah. How including non-cabin people in cabin? Yeah, that's what I mean. So non-cabin people too can get involved. Everybody can get involved. It's a community fed. Everybody's a cabin person on cabin day. So everybody can get involved. Like literally anybody, even everybody can get involved. Um, so yeah, it's going to be good again. You don't have to be from cabin. Everybody can get involved. It's about positivity. At the end of the day, it's about positivity and getting people involved, and bringing people together. I suppose that's the main thing. Do I say the rosary every day? No, I don't say the rosary every day. I might pray um, every once in a while, but I don't say the rosary every day. Well, yeah, I wouldn't say the rosary every day now. So, yeah, just briefly go back and talk about the stage one. So, the first TD that we'll be starting off with is Piers Doherty. And so, we're starting from Donegal. I'll go through it, and look at, I'm not, might as well go through it. So this is the first stage, this is the first thing I'm going to do. So we're starting off with Piers Doherty, and we should end with Deputy Holly Cohen's Social Democrat, Cork South Central. So we're going from Donegal to Sligo and Leitrim to Meath. So this is the order that we're writing to constituent TDs, and so this is gonna follow this order. Yeah, so, yeah, that's the order we're going to follow with it. Let's move on. So, yeah. No, but any ideas, anybody at all, like, don't be afraid to give me an idea, because we could look into it again, it could be feasible to be done. Because that's really, and we're getting just feedback, that's the reason why there's such a big hype over and everything like that. So, any ideas, like again, I know some people might not have been here for it, when I was talking about 20 minutes, well, it wasn't 20 minutes exactly, I didn't time myself, it was about 12 o'clock to around 12, 15, 16, wasn't it? 12, 15, 16, yeah. So yeah. So what we're taking. Again, I don't know. Does anybody want me to go through it again? Because I have no problem if people want me to go through it again. I have, I don't mind. Again, it's up to people here. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time if people, if people, because I don't want people. To, yeah, obviously, people have better things to do than listen to me on the Saturday. Um, uh, no, not necessarily, because all this is coming out of my own pocket. So it's not a waste of taxpayer money. The county council one is obviously taxpayer funded, but it's not bulging money. Let's put it that way. It's not bulging money. It's very very reasonable amount of money that's been spent on that. But yeah, it's well worth the investment truly. Um, Calvin did the best day indeed. Thank you. Ideas for what in a nutshell. For Calvin Day. So basically, what I went through there, talking about everything, all the steps and everything. Again, I will put up a video about it and I'll talk about it. If people missed it, or if people want to rewatch the stream later on to listen to my first 20 minutes. So basically, went off from 12 o'clock to around 12:15. So again, you will get a better idea. I know some people might just be coming in and might just not understand what I'm saying, but it's a big thing. It is a really big thing. So yeah, but I don't think scrapping the mind of that is an option. I totally understand. Because we're going to plough ahead now. But but if anybody has any ideas, of course, don't be afraid. Really, truly, don't be afraid. That's why I'm here, to get ideas, to get feedback from people, what they think. Because again, it is going to cost, and it's going to be a lot of my time. It's going to take up a lot of my time. So understand. So there'll be a lot, probably less videos next year and things like that, because I'll be busy doing that, and then I have to do other things, and it's just going to be a mess. Let's put it that way. Get Calvin start written on posts for next year. I don't know how feasible that be. I don't know what even on posts do that, to be totally honest, but it's something that I might see. I might actually see. I actually write it down. So on post, I don't know. I have to probably speak. I have to think about it. How did they make up the stamps? Like, how did they decide? But again, I could look. I would look it up actually. Thanks, for that. I look into it. Actually, that's interesting. There would actually, it's no, I suppose there's no harm in asking on post what would they take. I suppose, what's the harm? Would they be told they can make a few cabins? I don't see the harm. Yeah, we could email on post and see what they say. So on post. So Calvin snap. So basically, what that means. So a snap basically, say for Lockhoot or Castle or something like that, or something like that. Calvin pictures or something. They do up maybe 5 or 10 snaps with pictures of Calvin, or maybe could work, on post. So to do Calvin Calvin snaps. Yeah, it could work, but I don't know who would I have to go speaking to. In a post, I'd probably have to go speaking to somebody in Dublin. But it's something. Yeah, I actually am very interested now. Get Instagram and promote Calvin. The county council have an Instagram. And as far as I know, and I think they were doing Instagram. But Twitter is far better. It's far better, and everything we do, we've done extremely too well on Twitter. We've done very very well. 7 million of our views came from Twitter. So we did very well, and particularly in Detroit, extremely well. 9 million views on Twitter, so it was great. To do so, Calvin is that's to do with the Calvin environment. I speak to them after. I won't speak to them now, but I speak to them after Christmas about it. I speak to them after Christmas. I speak to Dublin, and I talk to the post and Calvin, and see what's the process. How to find out the process of stamps, because I know they have 1916 stamps and things like that. I want to know the process. We have to put in an application, or what's the story. For the environment and for the pictures of Calvin, posters of Calvin, ETA, Lockhoot the Castle, things like that. Thank you, Fiona. We will look into that. Maybe nothing will come off it, but you don't ask, you don't get, and simple as that. Um, so you get. Oh, hello, sorry, Tom Bowie. Tom Bowie representative. Keep it up, lad. I was just from partaking in a Twitter. It's a lot of fun, and last year, a few years, yeah, it really truly is a lot of fun. Tom Bowie. Um, yeah, there's no harm in asking. God bless man. It never happened again because lockdown fell. Well, you're wrong there. We were in lockdown in 2020 and we still went ahead. We've still ploughed ahead and we got it done. So it's a testament to how much time we put into it. Because it still went ahead. Without it, everybody thought it wouldn't go ahead and it wasn't possible. We proved everybody wrong. That it was the most successful local authority event in the history of the Irish Free State. That it done better than any event in any other county council ever. So, you know, don't agree with that statement because we're on a roll and you can't stop the Cavan people when they're on a roll. But I said to the scene of Cavan, they think it sound like hotcakes. Yeah, I would think so, and especially if we're gonna buy, like, again, we have to buy 155 stamps to send to these TDs into Ireland, and it's probably 70 stamps along with that to send to the senators, and obviously the buy stamps to send to the world leaders. So Imposter's going to make a killing out of me. They're going to make about 200 to 250, 300 euro out of me just buying stamps to send to ministers and TVs and to senators and to United States congressmen. And, they're going to make a killing, so they probably would make the money back on me. A statue of the famous Cavan at the focal point of Cavan. So, but we're talking about John Joe Wiley was a famous football player in Cavan. They're going to put up a statue of him somewhere. And the fundraising for that at the moment. And the GEA in Cavan. So, hopefully, because obviously John Joe Wiley had a big role to play in the 1936 final in New York, am I right? 1930 something, anyway. The final, the first All-Ireland final to be taking place outside of Ireland, and Cavan won it against Kerry in the Polo Grounds in New York, wasn't it? It should be a free post for that, yeah, it should be, but it is not, unfortunately. A picture of Pat Key on that Pat Key. I don't know about that, Nick. I don't know about that. So yeah. Any rebel men. Like we have a lot of people from the War of Independence. We could put Tom, what do you call him? Tom Sheldon, the Captain Tom Sheldon, the first Cavan Battalion of the IOA. It wasn't the first, but Cavan Battalion in the IOA. Yeah, he died during the War of Independence. So yeah, we could, but again, this don't know. There's nobody. I don't think they will put his place in the statue. Whatever about Cavan, scenery or things like that. Maybe that's possible. It could be. Insane purposefully. No, it's just kind of explaining the point. But I think in 1926 in the Polo Grounds in New York, we won the All Ireland, wasn't it? So yeah, the facts you don't want to know. But yeah, any other ideas? Again, don't be afraid. Anybody that's here, don't be afraid to speak or to talk. The more the merrier. Literally, this is the moment. It could work out. We could do something more. So yeah, that's the first day. So I talked to plus I just write a note just to make sure that. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So I put a note to talk to him post in Cavan. So I do this after. I won't do it now. I went after Christmas. Talk to him post in Cavan to find out the postmaster. I speak to him about it. And also I speak to Dublin about it. CEO of from post. Yeah, so I'll see if we can get chatting to him. See what comes with it. So look at again, as I said, what harm can come of it? What harm can come? That's the end of the day. What harm can come? But any other ideas? Again, I'm an open book, so don't be afraid to ask anything or to talk. Anybody here, there's 4 people here, so don't be afraid. If you have an idea or something that you could see that could possibly work or something like that, again, we will try. We honestly will try and make it work. How did the grower be? What's relevant? What's that relevant to? Yeah, well, you could get in contact with the GPO, but I think it's probably better to go to the higher ups, the CEO or the chief executive. I'm not too familiar with the structure on post. I don't really have to contact them. I never really contacted on post before, but anything like I never went to the high levels on post. I know people are in on post, but I never went to the high up. Again, we have to go to a higher. I'm sure we can't go to the only person in the GPO, if that makes any sense. We have to go to somebody that's really, really high up to speak to them. But again, it is possible. I'm sure maybe even if they've done a limited edition, like I'm thinking here about it in my own head, like even if they've done a limited edition, maybe for Carpenter, they maybe made 200. Let's say for example 200 snaps for Carpenter. Like let's take for example 200. They made 200 snaps, limited edition, right? It would be interesting if they've done that. Made a 200 stats just for September. 200 limited edition stats or whatever. It would be interesting. Would be truly interesting. So we could look into that. We will look into that. Like anything and everything. What else is that? Do you have Viking bird? I know. I think Norway has this day. Yeah, I think Norway has a Norwegian day as far as I can't remember. I'm not too specific about Norway. I'm not always looking at them, see what they're doing. What time we're at? So we're doing very well because I thought it'd be 12:30 when I finish, but it was finished before that. But yeah. So anything else? If there's nothing else, we will look into that, and I'll show you that we'll look into that. But it'll probably be after Christmas before we get any word on anything. So, but again, no. As I say, there's no harm. There's truly no harm in looking into it and see what's coming out. There's no harm in asking because we won't know until we ask, I suppose. So I'll probably send them an email and a call. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. Even if they've done that, even if they made a limited edition snap and made 200 of them, it's something, I suppose. It could work, and I do think that could work, and especially that part of it could work. I don't know about genuine stabs about carbon. I don't know how would they do that. I don't know, like for everyday use, like take for example, you go into a shop and you randomly just get a carbon snap for no reason, It'd be interesting. It'd be truly interesting. So yeah, we go for another few minutes and then we call it quits. Timer. So we go for another 12 minutes. We'll stay for another 12 minutes. And then I go out and do tidy channels. A few things to do. So yeah. And I obviously upload a video later on. I'll take note of that. Notebook is which will work my wife now. No, I'm not writing this. No, this is the calculator book. Yeah, the notebook. my grey uncles were on the 1960s. But well, that's interesting. But it's obviously a big process probably to get onto stamps and things like that. Put famous Dixie nominees on the stamps. Don't know what relevance that would be, to be totally honest. Um, I don't think they actually would do it in Ireland, to be totally honest. I don't think they would do. Maybe in the United States could do it. But I don't think they would do it in Ireland because it's really no relevance to Ireland, to be totally honest. No relevance at all. No, but any ideas? No, seriously, any ideas at all? Like, don't be afraid. Truly, don't be afraid. But it just saying, would anybody be interested in it? Again, we have to work out, particularly with the Kahoot bit. We have to work out. We have to work out how we're going to do it, how many people we're going to have in the Kahoot, because I don't know what's the limit. Like again, if we could get to maybe 100 people to enter it, it'd be good. But obviously, it would be a prize and things like that. But obviously, we have to have at the cheating measures too, because in case somebody does look it up or whatever the act is. But obviously, there'd be a time on it. It'd be probably 30 seconds or something like that. Again, it'd be very quick. But again, it'd be interesting. Really, really be interesting. But it'd be really interesting to see. So who would be interested? Again, I know it would be a good bit of money, but again, we have to work out too. Just actually forgot to say, but we have to work out too. How would we get the money? Take for example, to the person. Like take for example, they have a PayPal or something like that. We have to try and work it out. We'll obviously try and sort something out there to try and get the money to them. If that makes sense. Or maybe we have to do a postal order and give them the money by post. And things. So again, we had to work that out, but we work that out when it comes near the time. But that's just the big question too. We have the anti-cheating measures. Because there will be probably one or two people that would look it up and things like that. And obviously that's not fair on the people that are actually trying and things like that. So we have to try and work it out. And obviously we have to look into how we're going to send things, like take for example, we have to look into that. But yeah, well, somebody from Monaghan wouldn't be any good on the snap. How about a cloth bag with Calvin on them? I don't know, but I don't know what would you do. Like, I wouldn't be up to selling them, to be totally honest. I wouldn't. Free in the shops to promote Calvin. I don't know what, again, who would take them, to be totally honest. That's the question. Like, who would take them, to be totally honest. Like, I understand that there'd be a few people that would take them, but again, it wouldn't be huge relevance. I suppose wouldn't really do a lot. Like Matt Butler, it won't really be a raffle. To be totally honest, like that's kind of will be a raffle that because it is money for it and obviously that, and obviously it's questions. It's not like just spin a wheel or things like that. But obviously if we have a bit of extra cash, we will. Yeah, I keep them. I actually keep them in mind. If we have a bit of extra cash, like 200 or 100 or whatever, we obviously would do small. We might do a raffle. I keep it in mind, but I would rather do the Kahoot quiz. I think it'd be more fun. To ask to do 50 questions or so when people try and do it, and it's a bit of fun. It'd be a bit of fun, and people will learn things. People will learn things, and that's the thing. Knowledge is power, as they say. But I do think it would be a lot better than a raffle. But I keep it in mind. I actually noted down. I noted down. So just here, just one question mark. What would you take? Like if we were doing a raffle, what do you take? Would be the prize. No fun on Calvin Day. It was out of what the. No, it wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, we talked about the raffle. Yeah, we could do that. So I don't know about sign Calvin Josie now. I don't know. I know some of the players, some of the Calvin players. We could do a Calvin. Again, I'm just trying to think how feasible would it be. I'm not going to say no. But I will write it down. Everything I'm writing down in this book, it's based it down, and we will look into it. And again, we could do it. a raffle for Calvin Josie, even if we couldn't get a signed Josie of them. We could raffle, yeah. But I like that, Mark. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, with Calvin Josie, a signed Calvin Josie. But I wonder who, like, from the whole team or from one or two people in the team, what they take. Um, I could speak to the GA about that. I could speak to them about it, the Calvin GA, and see what they say. Yeah, Josie, signed Josie. Signed Josie. I keep it in mind. I just put it to keep it in mind. Keep it in. But I suppose if there's money left over, obviously I won't be afraid to do something else. That's what I would. But again, we see, because obviously it take a bit of planning too to do the raffle and things like that, and we have to work out who's joining, who's there, because there's going to be a lot, particularly for the Kahoot. We have to find out who's joining, right? We have to give them a number, because everybody's going to have a number, a separate number, and you know it's going to be a huge thing to try and keep track, especially if it's about. We hope there'll be about 100 people joining, you know, because again it is a lot of money. It's €900 in total that we're giving away. The first place is 500, second place is 300, and fourth place will be 100 €. So you know that's a lot of money that's up for grabs in them three places. So you know we will look, and obviously that's just for one. That's only for one thing, and compared to the other things. And obviously too, I forgot to say, we will be doing Twitter ads and we will be doing YouTube ads. Hopefully, if we have the money, we will do YouTube ads. If we do, again, it's a lot of money for YouTube ads. We'll do the Twitter ads. We've done them this year. We spent nearly 150 on Twitter ads. So yeah. But we were just testing it, and they went very, very well, the Twitter ads. We reached a lot of people. How much was it again? It was 86,000, wasn't 86,000, 80 something, was 84,000, 86, something around that. We spent, obviously, because we spent a good bit and it boosted it, and obviously a lot of people seen it around the world. So 86,000 people seen that, so which was very, very good. On Twitter. Play cards with Calvin photo of scenery. Apply for a grant from the lottery. There's a good local charities. No, I wouldn't do that to be doing that. I want to try and pay for it myself, to be totally honest. So yeah, so we wait and see anyway. We wait and see how it goes. Obviously we do have, as I said, we have 500 there already. We're 580. We have €600 there aside for it, and that's all out of my back pocket. So hopefully we will have more by next year. Hopefully we'll have more and we'll be able to do something. Maybe, but again, if we have money left over, don't think so. I don't think that we won't do something else. We try and do something else. I don't know what I know it costs too much money, but look, you have to do it. It's up as that. There's nothing more you can do. No, I do. Of course, I do have that money. I do have the money, so I will work very hard for that money. So, you know, and obviously I asked for overtime and things like that, and obviously that would add to it, but I don't think it would be likely that we get it, to be honest. Because I'm willing to bust myself if that's necessary to make it work. To bust myself night and day to make it work, and to be totally honest with you. So yeah. No, well, we as I said in the back, if we do, because again it'd be the very, very, very last option that we would do, that we have to go and, you know, ask people for donations. Again, we will keep it in mind if we need to do it. If we really, it'd be the last thing, literally. Literally, nearly, again, it'd be very, very last thing. But again, we wouldn't be looking for, we'd be only looking for about a tenner. That's all we'd be looking at. We wouldn't be expecting people to give. Because again, people have a lot more better things to be doing than giving their hard-earned money to Carpenter. And I don't want people to be giving money. People entitled. I want people to enjoy their own money. That's why I could have turned around, as many people said to me, I could have turned around and said, you know, well, I'm not going to pay a cent out of my pocket. You know, I'm going to give off people's donations and things like that. I wouldn't do that. I never done it. I never will do it. I never will do it. I pay for as much as I can myself, and that's as simple as that. That's as simple as that, and that's the way I want it to be. Um, I'm not that type of person that's going to be doing that. I don't get paid for telly times. I get paid for being the local authority. Um, Cavan County Court. Don't spend your money, get a spots. No, if somebody wants the spots, but it's not for me. Again, nothing I'm doing is for me. I don't want to try and get that point across. It's nothing to do. I don't want any glory or anything out of it. Or anything like that. I'm doing it for my county, and I'm doing it trying to, promote positivity. Yeah, you have people to have a laugh, have a bit of fun, and Cavan means so much to me. And I suppose it's about giving back to people it's something for people to look forward, for next year. And something for my county, to do my bit for my county. And that's the end of the day, that's what I want to do, and I don't really care about how much it's going to cost for myself. As simple as that, if it costs me suffering, endless suffering, then so be it. But if Calvin's well representing the world stage, then so be it. If it literally costs me to go to my grave early, then so be it. Because I'm heavily bound, determined to do it. Again, writing to all the TDs individually, I have to write to all of them individually. It's going to kill me, and I'm not going to lie to you with my dyslexia. It's going to absolutely drive me to insanity, but I'm going to do it. As simple as that. I'm going to do it. Don't be spending money on it. I know I won't. And if a business wants to give us up another sponsors, I'm not going to go looking purely honestly for a sponsor. If they wish, if a business wish to contribute something, we might see about it. We might, but I'm not going to go asking people. To be totally honest, I'm happy enough. I'm happy enough. I don't really care about money. Money shouldn't be a thing I really care about. I'm just focusing on the things at hand. I usually would read them, but I have to focus on the matter at hand. I really, truly do have to focus on what I'm focusing on at the moment, because I have to be totally focused on that. Buy you something nice. I already have bought something very, very nice. It was my first year working. I did go out of my way this year to buy her something very, very nice. I bought a nice surprise. So I already have something for. The first year I said I would get her something when I started working, and I have something for Christmas. So that's that did cost a bit. So hopefully she was like that. But anyway, she's seeing Christmas Day about it. So yeah. And I did buy them. Don't think I haven't bought them a nice have. I did say when I get a job, I did say that I would get the treat, give them something now and again. So yeah, just as a small thank you for everything they do. So yeah, don't think I'm not struggling or anything like that for money or things like that. We already have a Christmas tree, so don't really need to be buying another one. I'm happy enough with the Christmas tree we have. But yeah, so anything else, because we're near 1 o'clock. It was supposed to go on for an hour and this. So yeah, we have two. That's too interesting. So just put them two. But again, the waffle too. Again, it is so. If we can do it. It depends on how much is there. At the end, obviously, because we probably will have to pay the people to sign it. We probably have to pay the GA to sign it. So we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. We wait and see. But no, anything else before we go? Fundraise 80 for sausages. No, we wouldn't do that. Very, very wet outside. Hello, Peter. How are you doing? Hope you're keeping well. Hope you're doing well this Saturday. So yeah, but if there's any other ideas, like there's no harm in asking me. We look into it and I get back to people on it. So I just put down beside the waffle too that I wait and see. Let me see. April. We see about April. We see how much we have, and we make a financial assessment on what is it possible to do it. So yeah, we'll see you at April. Again, it's a long way away September, but we just want to get a brief idea of what exactly in stages. Again, we have to put it into a stage and say we're doing this and that, you know. Um, so I see you better in April, and I see you about that after the other thing after Christmas. Um, why do I do my own intro? Sometimes I just forget to be totally honest. And again, there's many things that just get me very frustrated, and I get very annoyed. And to be totally honest, and I don't have time really to do the intro because I get very frustrated at things. Um, oh, hello, 7 people watching. Hello. How is all doing? Again, I do a video later on, and I'll go through it all again. So if you want to rewatch, or if you have anything again, if you think about anything, in that time, don't be afraid to put it in the comments in the community tab or anything. Don't be afraid. I don't know where my editor is, to be totally honest. I don't know where he is. He's going to get the sack. I'm only joking. He's not going to get the sack. No, he's doing a great job. No, he is truly doing a great job. So yeah, we have to thank him for that. Done a lot for Carpenter and things like that. So yeah, he's done. He truly has done a lot. And he's doing a lot on thumbnails and things like that. And it's very, very kind of him for doing. Dude, on Fox News, get Fox News promoted. I don't know. I don't know. I feel I don't really want to go to the media about it, to be totally honest. That's the one place I don't want to go. OT won't cover it. I don't know why OT doesn't like me. So don't answer me. But I was on I was on the national radio for Cavendish this year. I was on every local radio station. Basically went out a pre-recorded message without about Cavendish, and I was on every local radio station in the country. And my voice was on it, so we done very, very well there because it was on all over Dublin, it was all over Wexford, all over that side of the country, and then over Galway, it was on Galway FM and something like that. It was on Donegal, it was over on Donegal radio, it was on the local radio station here in Cavan Monaghan. It went all over. It was on every radio station in the country. Apart from OT, it wasn't on OT Radio 1 and things. It was on News Talk Radio and whatever. But it was a lot. It truly is a lot. But yeah, it was truly interesting. But especially because it was just dropped in it the night before. Like literally, they told me the last minute about the radio interview, and I couldn't get any sleep that night. But I wasn't in bed at all. I was standing. I was basically getting ready for Catherine and sorting out things. But it was a lot of pressure, and I wouldn't be fit to do it again. To be totally honest, to talk to any, especially if it was Fox News or something. Maybe they probably would again, especially because it's a charity kind of thing. A lot of them probably would do it. But we have to wait and see. So, I don't know what's the story about it. Get a yard scrammer. Yard scrammer. What's the yard scrammer now? Is that what it means? Yard scammer. Schemer. Yard scheme. But yeah, but anything at all, anybody else have anything to say or anything like that? Because again, it's no harm in giving me ideas and we look into it and we try. We will try and feasibly do it. But yeah. So we look into it now. No, I'm just thinking at the same time about other things. I'm thinking too at the same time about other things. So just my apologies, my mind's a bit off too at the same time. Just think about it. I have other ideas, but you know, can be done. Like some of them I have to be realistic now. Can't be going over and above on anything. Um, so yeah, I think we leave it there because I don't think there's no more suggestions or anything like that. Go out and make myself useful and do something. Um, so yeah, we have two things to look into. Um, we try our best. We will try our best to see what we can do. I can't promise anything about these two things, but we try. We will try and see what happens. Um, and obviously we keep you up to date with all the rest of the carpentry stuff that we have. We're sorting out and things like that. Um, but obviously there won't be probably too much done between now and Christmas. Probably after Christmas will be stamping the letters. And that would take probably a good month, I'm not gonna lie. So you know, it's going to take a while. But again, I think we have at the moment we have a good bit of a plan that we can go to, and we have stages and things like that. So I think it will work out very well. To be totally honest with you. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you everybody for being here. Again, my apologies for being here on a Saturday and annoying people on a Saturday. So yeah, take care everybody. And let me know if you come up with any ideas. Don't be afraid to give me a shout and tell me. So yeah, goodbye everybody. Talk to you.